Hello and welcome to another Foster and Marshall podcast where we ask the all important questions and need to know the answers why. And today's topic is heat. Hot, hot, hot. And on that, I'm going to pass you over to Marshall.
Yes, first of all, look, our hearts go out to all the people that were stuck in the traffic jams in their cars yesterday on the M25. Now, the M25 features in our lives a lot. They used to, and thank God it doesn't now. So being in a traffic jam on the M25 for 1 hour is horrendous. 8 hours in this terrible heat, the hottest day of the year. And where's all the rescue people to help people? There were children in cars suffering, and I've no doubt there were animals as well, doggies and all sorts. I used to travel with my parrots years ago in the car. So yeah, we all would have suffered. But I do want to say people on a longer journey tend to have facilities for a drink and maybe a bite to eat. But people that are doing a short journey, say from Cobham up to the Chertsey Turnoff, will not have these facilities necessary. They may have taken water, but then what happens, Foster, when you want to drink water, you have a drink of water for us ladies. I'll hand it over to you.
Oh, yes. What happens to us ladies? And I'm sure there are a load of ladies out there who are just like me. You see the tail lights, you see the brakes go on, and you think, oh, I now need to use the lavvy. And I wonder how long we're going to be. Where's the nearest turnoff? And like Marshall, from Chertsey to Cobham, well, I came from Staines, and that was notorious. It's actually known as the car park of Staines. It's an extra rad-on car park. But what actually happens for me is I actually automatically go on to I need the loo. And anyone who travels these motorways on a regular basis, whether it's the M25, M4, M5, any of them, if there is a major tailback for a woman, this is actually a very, very difficult position to be put in, because you may have thought about your journey, you may have planned, you may even have a lady at hand. But if you're going to be stuck in a traffic jam for 8 hours, where it's easier for a man to step out and discreetly stand at the side of the road and water the greenery, it's not so easy for us ladies to be able to do the same. And I think that there needs to be more planning put in for these type of events. So in between junctions, there should be escape routes, or at least somewhere where they can set up emergency facilities and somebody can go backwards and forwards and help people in their cars, get water.
Exactly. And where were the rescuers, Foster? There was no rescuers. There was no help. And what does that tell you about the way people are being treated in general now in this country and worldwide? It's like we're expendable, and I'm going to say it like it is. It's like we are expendable, could care less, because if somebody did care, they would be there. And the rescuers, bless them, they do a brilliant job. They have to have their orders from HQ, who get their orders from, and there we go. So it goes all the way up the line. So anyway, I just want to say, in view of the fact that things might be heating up anyway, in general, worldwide, I really do think that there should be more done for people and more precautions ahead of time, more planning about this sort of thing, this scenario of being stuck in traffic. There is nothing worse for a woman to be desperately wanting the toilet and not, I can't even imagine what it was like yesterday for 8 hours, horrendous. And although I know they are making things for women to use, it's absolutely impossible for a woman. I've tried it, it doesn't work. I don't know if Foster has, but I have, and it doesn't work. It's horrendous. It's okay at night, if you need to jump out, and get, you know, come off the road and jump out and be by the car. I don't recommend women to go off into the woods to go for a wee or anything, because it's just not on these days. Just don't do it, ladies. Stick by the car and then back in and lock the car doors if you're traveling at night. But no, yesterday, absolutely horrendous. And children get bored easily too. So I just, I can't imagine what it would be like to have children. And I feel sorry for all the doggies and everybody. I hope people helped each other, because this is a point. Please help each other. If you've got water and you can spare some, please offer it out to people that may need the help. Especially in this sort of weather. And I mean, my own personal experience with my husband and African grey parrots, we got caught in a snowstorm, and it was overnight, and it was in the West Country by the side of Dartmoor, and the rescue people came out. They were absolutely wonderful. They guided people out of their cars, because the fear is of getting, we're all taught not to leave your car. So I'm speaking from what I would feel. I'd be nervous about getting out of the car in a traffic jam with children, let alone taking your dog as well. So to have them come out and guide you out of the car is absolutely amazing. And that's what the police and rescuers did. It was, and I really don't know what happened yesterday, why it's just a sign of the times as far as I'm concerned. So I'll hand it over to you, Foster.
Yeah, I think you've made a lot of valid points there because, again, everyone is taught not to lock their car and dogs in the car and make sure that they leave their windows down or don't leave them if you're just going to even pop in the shop. But here you are in a
Absolutely.
situation where you've got your dog in the car. You can run your aircon for a certain amount of time. But again, you're actually wasting fuel and causing more pollution. So what most people do is turn their engine off to spare everyone. But you've got your dog in the back of the car. You've got, anxious children. So from a cruelty point of view, we as owners are told not to do this. And yet, when an event like this actually happens, no provision is made to come and help anyone on either side of that motorway, or because sometimes it's both sides that get shut off if it's an extraordinarily horrendous incident. So either side, nobody was obviously making provisions for that, checking that everyone's pets were okay, that everyone's children are okay. And I think, again, Marsha, you made another very, really excellent, valid point, is camaraderie amongst drivers. I think from what I said at the very beginning about actually being caught short and having a bladder that actually activates at the same time as everybody's brake lights, I would always want to be able to be in a position to kind of set up a little private spot for ladies to be able to just leave their car and try to echo that going down 10-mile stretch of traffic jam, to say, look, set up a little petition where you can put up a kind of screen to support your fellow females in
Absolutely.
their time
Porta
of
cabin.
need.
They should have
Absolutely.
porta cabins there. They can do it. They
Absolutely.
could have 2 or 3 at strategic places where traffic jams occur. Or
Yeah.
just anywhere along the motorways.
And actually, what I do want to point out, in a situation like that, the best people and the most helpful people are the people that drive the big lorries.
Yeah,
They are actually real gents when it comes to these kind of
absolutely.
events, but it shouldn't be down to them. We have a government that, or, we have governmental laws for health and safety. And it seems that when you're on the side of the road in a traffic jam, all of that just seems to fly out the window and no provisions are put in place. And what you've just said about the portholes or something like that, but something should be able to be put in place in the case of an
In
emergency.
emergencies,
So they
yeah.
should be able to go up the hard shoulder, drive up and down the hard shoulder with their lights flashing so that people knew, and just making sure that everyone is okay in their cars, that nobody is feeling faint or experiencing some other kind of health emergency, because
And
sometimes people
actually,
are yeah,
of
people are sometimes, have people with dementia with them and all sorts of things. We don't know who are in these cars. So I think it's really important that we need to rethink this kind of an emergency. So they set up obviously all hands on deck for the accident, because everyone would want those people to be sorted out ASAP, but also just to make sure that the people who are caught up in the traffic can't turn round, can't get off, are actually catered for any length of time. I just think, as Marshall has quite rightly said, it's 2026, we're in the 21st century, not the dark ages. So I think it's time we need to really make full on provisions for any kind of incident like this.
actually, apparently yesterday there were very many people that were airlifted out eventually, that being left in your car for 8 hours, even with your air conditioning on, in that heat, in a car, metal. I mean, that's like putting someone in an oven. And so
Absolutely.
any dogs are just going to be. My guess is a lot of animals suffered as well, and the children. So I just wish them all well and hope that they're all okay. And I just hope this doesn't happen again. But it's the
It has.
same old, isn't it?
Do you know,
No
Marshall?
lessons are learned.
No.
Who gives
Marshall,
a, you know,
on the M25, this has been a reoccurring
absolutely.
nightmare for every single commuter. You never know
Yeah,
what you're going to do. You get in your car, you think, right, okay, it's a 20-minute or sometimes 15-minute journey. Nip up on the M25 to either destination or to Heathrow if you're going for a flight along there. I'm mentioning this particular part because this was always on the news. It was always congested. So you can imagine if anything kicks off in the form of an accident, it gets
absolutely,
gridlock
Foster.
and
And
everyone misses their
exactly,
flight. They miss it, their
exactly.
flight, they're anxious, they're distraught. And it just, we should be able to implement an escape route if
And
needed.
actually, Foster, they know these points, so there should be permanent places along those routes. They know all
They should.
these points, these dangers. I mean, forget about all the heat. It could be snowfall. It could be bad ice. Any accident can occur along there
Heavy rain, it
anytime.
doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter what condition it is. To be trapped in your car for any length of time without any facilities is absolutely no joke, and is incredibly distressful. It's totally unnecessary, and I think it's about time things were put in place. I
Absolutely. And I
really,
do
really do.
think, excuse me, if the police or rescuers had actually just said, gone along and said, "Are you all okay?" To start with. I mean, 8 hours, that's an awful long time. I mean, you and I could have done something in an hour or two, couldn't we? And
Yep.
by the way, there are fields on either side of the M25. where people can find easy access to a road and across to the M25 to help. I really am. I'm shocked. Excuse me. I'm shocked about it. I am
Yeah,
really shocked about all this. But it's going across the board, isn't it, with different things now. We've been shocked about water. We've been shocked about all the potholes. And I'm saying it all like this because it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and you put it all together and you think, okay, what's going on? Because it's not good, you know.
absolutely. Because you see, they invest millions of pounds on road constructions. They pressed. That's why I mentioned Staines, because now Staines on Thames, because they've all gone posh. But they would all always video this particular from Staines Junction 13 to Junction 10, because they would have put up speed limits of 30 to 40, cause a tailbite and go, we need the M25 expanded. Well, in that expansion, you could have then actually said, hang on, we have thousands of people that commute on the M25. And as you've quite rightly pointed out, Marshall, there are farm fields across there. They could have said to the farmer, can we have a dirt track with a
Excuse me.
gate at the end, that says, okay, you can use this in case of emergency, so that people can be literally either taken off or provisions brought in certain circumstances. But they should not be expecting people to sit in a traffic jam with 36, 38-degree temperatures. I had the shock of my life yesterday. Here up on the moor, it was actually 42 on the thermometer outside. So for me, it's bad enough trying to keep my German Shepherd cool
Yeah.
indoors with a fan blasting on him. So I think I would have been actually in a hell of a state if I'd have been in my car.
Exactly, Foster. So imagine what everybody was going through.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Crying
even
and
if you,
crying and
really,
screaming babies.
yeah,
This
overheated, terrible. Absolutely. It's
so
abhorrent. It really is an
what
absolute.
we would like everybody to ask is why? Why weren't the rescuers there sooner, much, much sooner? Because it was obviously left to emergency situations where they were airlifted off. Why? Because this is what we do. We question why.
Why?
Why?
I would like to have seen the St John's ambulance be called in. They have their own ambulances and they have highly trained staff to deal with things that were minor, and then they could have assessed it. And if it seemed more important, they could have got an ambulance to these people. So they could have called in the St John's ambulance, Marshall.
Well, I think probably with the traffic jam, they'd have a hell of a job on that road unless they used unless the hard shoulder was clear.
Yep, that's what it's
but
there
then you
for.
have to rely on that being clear.
Well, what you can't, you can easily go round it. Just like cars make way for an ambulance, I know that those people would have shifted along enough for either a St John's ambulance or a car to have got through with some sort of first aid.
Anyway, I think the whole situation was highly dangerous, because I do think there would have been people that were so desperate that would have walked out of their cars because they got desperate onto the hard shoulder. I think the fact that they used air rescue says it all. how bad it was. But there we are. That this you see in an emergency, you have to do what you have to do. I mean, Foster, if we were in the car with children and the dogs, that's what we would do. We'd think, take it into your own hands because nobody else is going to help us. You know, we may have even tried to walk off completely because there are, as I say, fields on either side, better than staying. But, you know, some people may not have been able to do that. You know, this is
No.
why you rely on people to rescue us, don't you? And obviously they're, like I said, the rescue people are brilliant. It's not their fault. They have to be informed and phoned and contacted to do an airlift off. So there we go. It's just dreadful, absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, it sure is. And actually what they could have done, and I have actually seen this done. Okay, because I remember, I can't right, I'm just trying to, as my memory starts coming into play, I remember being caught up in one traffic jam and the traffic cops came in and they had done it that we could they were doing it one by one, turning the cars round so that you actually went where you come in, you could go back off. They'd shut
Yeah,
the
well, this
road
is where
off.
the police,
And yeah, well,
normally.
this is it. Traffic cops. And it was really well planned so that people could
Yeah,
actually get off, and they were doing it. And so that they could empty the part of the motorway that they couldn't, where they, you couldn't have basically just turned off. So they did empty it that way.
yeah,
So
they're
I,
brilliant, but they have
I
to be informed, don't they? You
absolutely,
know?
they actually have to be directed. So here we go to management and poor
Yeah.
management, mismanagement.
And
But
where do you go with management? You go right to the top.
absolutely. So somebody was basically napping, in my opinion. They definitely weren't, nobody was really in control of that situation. Now, when that happened, I'm talking about 10 years ago. That's why I'm a little bit vague about which road it was. I've got a feeling it was the M4. It was one of the big motorways.
Yeah.
And they actually did do that. They organised. But you see, 10 years down the line, and it seems to have become more and more incompetent. It just like, ooh,
Oh,
who's
Foster.
in
Yeah.
charge?
Yeah. I
And
mean, potholes all over the place, and not just tiny ones, they're huge. It
yeah,
goes
absolutely.
on, poisoning our water, forever chemicals. It just goes on, Foster, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more in the next 18 months
Well,
and
absolutely.
beyond.
Absolutely. As you quite rightly say, Marshall, deterioration of the water companies. Again, you have this whole thing. Where I am at the moment, they're spending 40 million on
Yeah,
a reconstruction of a road that was actually very good. Okay. There was nothing
right.
wrong with it. And
Oh, here
yet,
we go.
and yet, a mile up the road, there are actually two what I call killer potholes, like real killer
No, that's
potholes.
serious too, isn't it?
It
People are dying.
absolutely. It's actually there've been a couple of bikers that have hit them
Yeah.
without realise what they're coming up to.
Now,
My
that's the
friend's
other thing, Foster,
cyclist.
excuse me, there's no warning about these potholes, is there either? You
No,
get they'll put all the cones out on a road where there's nothing happening. They put all the cones out, block a lane off, cause masses of tailbacks unnecessary. And you're going along thinking, well, where's all the maintenance crews?
yeah, you don't see anybody in their high vis jackets.
And
Not a
I remember,
soul.
yeah, and I remember hearing Richard Medley say, who lived in Cornwall, say on his drive to London, that's exactly what he was having a rant about as well. But that was years ago. What's happened? It's just got worse. We've now
Yeah,
got massive swimming pools, holes. you could have a paddle in. Some of them are so massive.
Absolutely. I think the deepest one is approaching about 10 inches deep. And this thing gets filled up. It does get filled up. You see them, they come along. There you are, 10 men to fill a hole that's
Yeah.
10 inches deep, about, I don't know, a foot in diameter. And there's 10
they are
men.
massive, some of them. Seriously.
Absolutely. And they do it, and you can almost place a bet on how long it's going to take for their repair to crumble, and for the next
How long is
downpour
it,
of rain.
Foster, roughly, do you think?
It's about 6 weeks. If we have rain, it's about 6 weeks, and it's just going to get washed away. It's going to get absolutely washed away, for the simple reason is that it's a place where water gathers naturally, because it's as you come down a hill. And that makes it even worse, because this beast, if it is full up with water and there's a big puddle there, the unsuspected
This is it.
driver
They won't
who
see it.
doesn't know the road as well as I do will go ploughing straight ahead and perhaps lose a tyre, or again, there goes another coil spring.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's another 600 quid for your coil spring.
And it's not easy to go suing anybody for that, because
no, it's not deep enough.
It's a bit like the poor lady where and our hearts went out to her deeply for losing their little child, where they were questioning her. Do you remember, Foster? About, did you go for a takeaway? Did you have this, when that poor little girl died of E. coli from that terrible, dirty, filthy water on Dirty Business, BBC One? And that's what they do to you. They question you on all sorts of things, like when did you last have a service, and all sorts. And it's all done so they don't give you any.
When did you last have your coil spring? Well, funny enough, only 6 months ago, because I lost it in virtually the same pothole as the one that I thought you'd filled in, but is now washed away.
Yeah.
So you end up where you're on this kind of, I don't know, it's like this hamster wheel of
you've said it perfectly. That's what I was thinking, Foster. Yeah.
It's a hamster wheel of just this continual, well, we'll just fill it up, come back, fill it up. Just sort the problem out. Get to the core of it.
It's not rocket science, is it, Foster? Because if you get cement, the proper cement, road cement with stones, little stones in it, even if they did that, that may last longer with some tar in it. I'm just thinking what I would do. Foster, when did all this really start? Because we never had all these pine cones. We come from a time where we never had all these roadworks.
It would
and
be
pine
interesting.
cones. I know.
It would
Watch this space, folks, because we're going to be doing more about the roads and potholes. We're going to be doing something very special.
Yeah, we've got lots of lovely things planned for you lovely audience. But I think we should do a history on the traffic cone.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to find out who actually invented the traffic cone.
Plastic.
Well, absolutely. When did these suddenly pop up? And, when you think, I mean, I have to say, going through the, and I have seen some of the cyclists do it, and I do think I don't blame them, because it's almost like a slalom. So you see them sometimes going in and out of the traffic cones, and we're all going slow.
Have to.
So
yeah,
absolutely, because they're trying to dodge. What is actually on the road.
Think about that
sometimes
as well,
it's
Foster.
gravel. It's not good.
The cyclists have to put up with all that, don't they?
Yeah, but there's
on
been
the edge
cyclists
of the road, all the potholes.
No, I know. And there have been cyclists that have lost their lives through that. And, we have to take this, really,
Well,
really
it's
self. Motorcyclists have lost their lives. Actual cyclists have lost their lives because, again, in this location, it's very popular with tourists, and this is what I'm saying. So for us to go up and down this particular stretch of road, we're all accustomed to where these things are. But if
yeah.
you've come here for your holiday, and unfortunately, as the climate usually is wet, and you don't know it's there, and you come along for your cycling holiday, or you're going out for a day out with your family, then you're going to come against the beast, because that's what we've nicknamed it, the beast. And we
Yeah.
do a monitor of the beast, because I'm going to try and take a picture of it.
Oh, good idea,
Um,
and then we can put it up for people to
yeah,
see.
absolutely. So
And
everyone can
Foster, how
see.
about we don't go around? Just, we don't have to go far, just down the road, don't we? For a
Oh,
pothole.
absolutely. Oh no, yeah.
Let's get
I'm
some pictures up. Who's got the biggest pothole?
Well, I mean, I have to say there's been some absolutely crackers of pictures, cracking pictures on Facebook, where they're obviously doing various different memes regarding
With the
potholes.
swimming pool effect, she'd put deck
Yes,
chairs
yes,
with little dolls in, which are
yeah,
and sunshades
yeah,
around the pool.
yeah, she's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. The other one that I saw for actual Tavistock, which was hilarious, was because they had loads of potholes in Tavistock.
Excuse me.
And there were all these scuba divers with their heads popping up out of
Oh,
each,
wonderful.
like, with the snorkel and everything. And it was
Good
actually
old
very amusing.
English humour and fun.
Absolutely. Because I'm thinking, I know that road really well. And yes, they've marked out those potholes absolutely perfectly. And it does mean that you are driving a slalom. You are weaving in and out of potholes. We shouldn't have to do that in 2026.
Well, we used to go and watch that on a Friday night, stock car racing
Yeah,
slalom.
absolutely. Bangers.
Yeah, loved it.
Mm.
Oh, how long is it going to be till we get to that stage?
Well, we're all driving around in bangers. Yeah, well, it's not going to be at this rate. I think it's probably your best bet. And every time you go through a pothole, you're just going to leave a bit of your car behind.
Oh,
Um,
I love those stock car racing. No
absolutely.
windows, no front window,
Yeah,
two
just
wheels
go
on
for
my
it.
wagon. Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Smoke coming out the
And then
engine
we've
and
got
all
Mad
sorts.
Max.
Yeah. Well,
How long?
absolutely. I don't think not too far into the future.
Well, I'm getting organised, Foster, with that.
Have you got your roll bars fitted yet?
Yeah, and I've got a helmet and it's got horns coming out like that.
Have you?
But they
Brilliant.
could be ears. They could be tall, pointed ears.
Right. Okay.
And has anybody else seen that lovely gorilla? Oh, God bless this person, because they make us laugh every morning, don't they? We've got it. It was it on YouTube or Facebook, Foster?
What
The
the
gorilla.
gorilla? No, it's actually on it's actually it's
It's so
on
funny.
it's on GIF, and you can look at it. If you put good morning and put gorilla, you're gonna see him, because
It's
he's
just
so
hilarious.
hilarious.
Somebody's got a good sense of humour, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, because it is literally "Let's get ready to rumble." But
Yeah,
yeah, if you do, look at your GIFs, look at good morning, put gorilla, and you might see him pop up. He's ever so funny. Yeah,
yeah.
and you need things like that to give you a
You need
lift.
fun in this to get us all through. This is what we do in England. We have to have the humour to get us through it,
We do indeed.
because we need it.
Yeah. And, we've said, haven't we, Marshall, we're only just getting started.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that we could talk about, um,
And it's real, not just this. This is actual fact.
they're all
We're delving
facts.
into the real history,
Yeah,
which we aren't taught in schools, by the way, now. And there's a reason for that. We'll go into that another time. Another shock there, find out.
yeah,
But there you go.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so our advice, well, my advice, I'm sure Foster feels the same. In this summer that we've got, if you're going on a short journey, make sure you've
take
got,
plenty of water.
yeah, definitely, yeah, absolutely, and make sure it's filtered because you need it filtered. Um,
Absolutely.
you've got your forever chemicals and plastics, and by getting a decent water filter, and I don't mean those plastic jugs in the supermarket, go on Amazon. They're brilliant, and that's very important. I can't emphasize how important that is. But yeah, take some water, and hopefully after this, what do you think, Foster? There'll be the government, dare I say that word? I don't know. You've got to say it, haven't you? I'm not mentioning names. I'm saying government because that's where it comes from. They should have had things in place, and got on to the rescue people much, much sooner than what they did. And I hope this doesn't happen again.
I can see it now. Well, that's down to the council and the highways. So
Yeah,
it becomes a highway issue. Okay,
becomes
so
a
which
pass the buck issue.
well, this is how it's gonna go, is it? So which council is that stretch of the road on? Oh, well, that's on so and so. So if it's Cobham, I think it's Elmbridge, isn't it?
Oh,
Staines
yeah,
was Runnymede and Spelthorne. So it'll be, well, that's their problem. This is that problem. So again, they just bat and ball
that's
the
not in our
problem.
jurisdiction, but it doesn't
No,
matter
it
what
isn't.
you forget about that in an emergencies. You get
Humanity. What
out
about
there and you look
humanity?
after people.
Absolutely. What about being humane?
Yeah,
Basically, just humane.
yeah.
And think about all those health and safety things all those health and safety laws that you wanted us to comply to. Why
Yes,
do
you were
we not?
so absolutely right, Foster.
Yeah. So they need to literally start applying it and
I
helping
think
the
it's a case
public.
of, yeah, and it's okay until it's something to do with them and it's past the buck, down the line. That's what it's all designed for. Pass the buck. Who gives
Absolutely.
there you go.
Yeah. Flying
Ser
fig.
Yeah, a
Who
flying
gives a
fig.
flying fig?
Yeah, I love that. So, there we go.
Yes, and I think that on that note, Marshall, will conclude for today. And we'll thank our listeners for listening to us today, sending lots of love and appreciation. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, even if it is just to listen to two old battle axes sounding off about what's going on in our world today. And
Yeah.
from
Well,
me,
Foster, we knew the roads when we've got to find out when the first cone went out.
that's
Let
our
us know if
challenge.
you've got any ideas because
But
I
we
think
are going to
we're
research.
going to look into this. When was the first little roadwork popping up like a saw
Absolutely.
on the landscape with the man with the spade? When did it all start? Because there was a starting point, because we never saw them. Like I said, the steamrollers used to come round and make the roads. And even after that, the roads were still made properly. They didn't have steam. As it progressed, they stopped having steam, but they did not have all these roadworks and digging them up every month. They just didn't, did they, Foster? I
No,
mean, they just didn't because they were
no,
made properly. Everything's being made as though we're not going to be around long. It seems like that to me. It seems like it's an investment, right? I can tell you that billions of pounds can suddenly appear when it suits, and you don't
yep.
need billions of pounds to get decent roadworks. So I'll say goodbye and thank you to everyone. We really, really appreciate all of you. And like we say, there's more to come. And we're going to do some
Oh,
fun things as well. We have
plenty
to,
more to
don't we?
come. Yeah, we
Got to
do.
have that humour. So take
Absolutely.
care, everyone. Look after yourselves and lots of love.
Yeah. Remember, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay sane. Bye for now.
Bye for now.